Imagine this. You're sitting in your home, thinking you're in the safest place possible. But what if I told you that the very air you breathe might be harming your health in ways you never even considered? Every day, you inhale invisible toxins released from common household items, cleaning sprays, scented candles, furniture, and even your air fresheners. These seemingly harmless products often contain volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, which have been linked to headaches, respiratory issues, and even long-term brain fog. Before we continue, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to stay updated. Your support means the world to us, and we truly appreciate it. Thank you. According to research from the Environmental Protection Agency, indoor air can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. That's right. The place where you sleep, eat, and relax might be exposing you to more harmful chemicals than a busy city street. Many commercial cleaning products contain ammonia, chlorine, and phthalates, which, when inhaled regularly, can trigger asthma, hormonal imbalances, and even disrupt your nervous system. Some studies suggest prolonged exposure may contribute to cognitive decline, making something as simple as your favorite air freshener a potential long-term health risk. But here's the good news. Reducing your exposure to these pollutants isn't complicated. Switching to natural, fragrance-free cleaning solutions, opening windows daily for fresh air circulation, and investing in houseplants like snake plants and peace lilies can significantly improve air quality. Air purifiers equipped with HEPA filters can remove many airborne toxins, giving your lungs a much-needed break. Yet, the dangers don't stop with VOCs. There's something even more insidious lurking in homes, often undetected until it's too late: mold. It hides in damp basements, behind walls, and even within HVAC systems, slowly releasing spores that can wreak havoc on your health. If you've ever experienced persistent allergies, unexplained fatigue, or frequent sinus infections, mold exposure could be the hidden culprit. Mold does more than just irritate your respiratory system. Recent studies reveal that mycotoxins, harmful compounds produced by certain molds, can disrupt gut health, weakening your immune system and leading to chronic inflammation. Mold exposure has even been linked to brain fog, memory loss, and mood disorders, making it a silent contributor to mental and physical decline. The problem? Most people don't even know they have mold in their home. It thrives in dark, damp areas, bathrooms, basements, behind refrigerators, and anywhere with excess moisture. So, how can you detect it before it starts affecting your health? A musty smell, water stains, or peeling wallpaper are early warning signs. If you suspect mold but can't see it, professional air quality tests or DIY mold testing kits can provide answers. Preventing mold growth is just as crucial as detecting it. The key is moisture control. Fix leaks immediately, use dehumidifiers in humid areas, and improve ventilation in bathrooms and kitchens. Natural mold killers like white vinegar and hydrogen peroxide can prevent spores from spreading. And if an infestation is severe, professional remediation may be necessary. These hidden dangers, airborne toxins and mold, are often overlooked, yet they could be affecting your energy levels, immune system, and even mental clarity. But now that you know what to look for, you can take action to make your home a safer, healthier place to live. If you've ever experienced symptoms you couldn't explain, it might be time to take a closer look at your environment. Drop a comment below if you've ever dealt with indoor air issues, and let's keep this conversation going. Picture this. You're at the grocery store, grabbing a quick snack or an easy meal. The labels say natural, low-fat, or fortified with vitamins. But what if I told you that some of these foods, the ones we trust and eat every day, could be doing more harm than good? Ultra-processed food have become a staple in modern diets, but beneath their convenience lies a dangerous truth: hidden additives, chemical preservatives, and industrial oils that silently disrupt our health. The body isn't designed to process the synthetic ingredients found in these foods. Studies have shown that artificial preservatives like BHA and BHT, commonly found in packaged snacks, cereals, and frozen meals, may interfere with hormone regulation and contribute to long-term metabolic disorders. Artificial colors and sweeteners, added to enhance taste and appearance, have been linked to behavioral issues in children and increased cravings that lead to overconsumption. And then there are emulsifiers, chemicals that give processed foods their smooth texture, which research suggests may damage the gut lining, leading to inflammation and an increased risk of autoimmune diseases. One of the biggest culprits in ultra-processed foods is industrial seed oils, soybean, canola, and corn oil. These oils, often marketed as heart-healthy, are anything but high in omega-6 fatty acids. They throw off the delicate balance of omega-3s in the body, fueling chronic inflammation. Studies indicate that excessive consumption of these oils is linked to obesity, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Unlike traditional fats like olive oil, grass-fed butter, or coconut oil, these processed oils are chemically extracted using heat and solvents, leading to oxidation that generates harmful compounds in the body. But here's the real question. If ultra-processed foods are everywhere, how do we avoid them? The key is returning to whole, nutrient-dense foods. Instead of refined grains, opt for organic, whole grains like quinoa or sourdough bread made with natural fermentation. Swap out packaged snacks for homemade alternatives like nuts and fresh fruit. Choose pastured, grass-fed meats over processed deli cuts filled with nitrates and preservatives. The goal isn't perfection. It's making better choices that support long-term health rather than deplete it. Yet, processed foods aren't the only hidden danger lurking in our diet. Every day, we unknowingly consume microplastics and heavy metals, contaminants that infiltrate our food and water supply with alarming consequences. Think about it. Plastic is everywhere, from the packaging we use to store food to the bottles we drink from. Over time, these plastics break down into microscopic particles that leach into our water, our seafood, even the salt we sprinkle on our meals. A recent study found that the average person consumes the equivalent of a credit card's worth of plastic every week. But what does this mean for our health? Microplastics don't just pass through the body. They carry toxic chemicals that can disrupt hormones, interfere with gut bacteria, and trigger inflammation. Some studies suggest that exposure to these particles may contribute to fertility issues, metabolic disorders, and even neurological conditions. Meanwhile, heavy metals like mercury, lead, and arsenic accumulate in our bodies over time, affecting brain function, heart health, and the nervous system. Mercury, often found in large fish like tuna, is a neurotoxin that can impair cognitive function, while lead exposure, even in small amounts, has been linked to developmental delays and immune dysfunction. The solution isn't to live in fear, but to take action. Start by filtering your drinking water with high-quality filters that remove heavy metals and contaminants. Avoid storing food in plastic containers, especially when heating meals, as heat accelerates the leaching of harmful chemicals. Choose smaller fish like salmon and sardines, which contain lower mercury levels, and opt for organic produce whenever possible to reduce exposure to pesticides and industrial pollutants. Detoxifying from these hidden toxins is just as important as avoiding them. Supporting the body's natural detox pathways can make a significant difference. Drinking plenty of filtered water, eating fiber-rich foods to aid digestion, and incorporating detoxifying agents like activated charcoal or chlorella can help remove heavy metals from the body. Cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli and kale, support liver detoxification, while antioxidant-rich foods like berries combat oxidative stress caused by microplastics. It's easy to overlook these hidden threats when they're woven into the fabric of modern life. But by making small, conscious choices, choosing whole foods over processed ones, filtering water, and minimizing plastic exposure, you can reduce the toxic load on your body and protect your long-term health. Have you ever noticed a difference in how you feel when you cut out processed foods? Drop a comment below and share your experience. Imagine lying in bed after a long day, scrolling through your phone, catching up on messages, or watching one last video before sleeping. It's a habit most of us have, but what if I told you this small routine might be silently damaging your sleep and overall health? Every night, we're surrounded by invisible forces, electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, and blue light exposure that interfere with our body's natural rhythms in ways we often don't even realize. EMFs are emitted by Wi-Fi routers, cell phones, smart devices, and even the wiring in our walls. While these electromagnetic waves may seem harmless, studies suggest that prolonged exposure can disrupt sleep cycles, reduce melatonin production, and contribute to symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and brain fog. The human body operates on electrical signals, and constant exposure to artificial EMFs can overstimulate the nervous system, making it harder for the body to wind down at night. Research has even linked chronic EMF exposure to increased oxidative stress, which can accelerate aging and weaken the immune system over time. Then there's blue light, the artificial light emitted by screens, LED bulbs, and electronics. Unlike natural light from the sun, blue light tricks the brain into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing melatonin, the hormone responsible for deep, restorative sleep. Studies show that even 2 hours of screen time before bed can significantly delay melatonin release, leading to difficulty falling asleep and poorer sleep quality overall. This is why so many people struggle with waking up tired, even after what seems like a full night's rest. But here's the good news. Small changes can make a big difference. One of the most effective ways to reduce EMF exposure at night is to create a phone-free bedroom, turning off Wi-Fi routers before bed, keeping your phone on airplane mode, and using wired connections instead of wireless when possible can all help minimize EMF impact. EMF blocking bed canopies and grounding mats are also becoming popular solutions for reducing exposure while sleeping. For blue light, the fix is even simpler. Blue light blocking glasses can help filter out harmful wavelengths, especially if screen use is unavoidable at night. Switching to warmer, dim lighting in the evening, such as salt lamps or red light bulbs, can signal to brain that it's time to prepare for rest. And perhaps the most powerful habit? Avoiding screens at least an hour before bed. Instead, opt for reading a book, stretching, or meditating to help the body transition into sleep naturally. But EMFs and blue light aren't the only unseen dangers affecting sleep. There's something even closer to you, something you sleep on every single night, that could be slowly harming your health: your mattress and bedding. Most conventional mattresses, pillows, and bedding contain a cocktail of toxic chemicals, including flame retardants, formaldehyde, and volatile organic compounds. These chemicals are added to make mattresses safer or more durable, but in reality, they release harmful fumes known as off-gassing. That new mattress smell? It's actually a sign of chemical exposure. Studies suggest that prolonged inhalation of these fumes can lead to respiratory issues, hormone disruption, and even an increased risk of certain cancers. Flame retardants, for example, were initially added to mattresses to meet fire safety regulations, but research has linked them to endocrine disruption, neurodevelopmental disorders, and fertility problems. Formaldehyde, another common ingredient, is classified as a carcinogen and has been found in synthetic bedding materials and mattress adhesives. Over time, these toxins accumulate in the body, leading to symptoms like allergies, headaches, and sleep disturbances. So what's the solution? Choosing organic and non-toxic bedding is a simple yet powerful way to reduce exposure. Organic latex mattresses, wool-filled bedding, and cotton sheets free from synthetic dyes and finishes provide a much safer sleeping environment. Brands that use natural flame-resistant materials like wool offer the same level of protection without the harmful side effects. Pillows made from organic kapok, buckwheat, or natural latex are excellent alternatives to synthetic memory foam, which often contains petroleum-based chemicals. Even small swaps can make a big difference. Switching to an organic pillowcase, using a mattress protector to block chemical off-gassing, and ensuring proper bedroom ventilation can help reduce toxin exposure while you sleep. The goal isn't to create a perfect, toxin-free environment overnight, but to take steps that prioritize long-term health. The modern world is filled with hidden disruptors that interfere with sleep, from artificial light to electromagnetic radiation to the very materials we rest on. But knowledge is power. By making conscious choices, reducing EMF exposure, managing blue light intake, and choosing healthier bedding, you can reclaim your sleep and support your body's natural ability to rest and heal. Have you ever noticed a difference in your sleep after reducing screen time or changing your mattress? Share your thoughts in the comment below, and let's continue this conversation. Imagine waking up in the morning, reaching for your phone before even getting out of bed. You check your notifications, scroll through social media, and within minutes, your brain is flooded with an endless stream of updates, likes, and messages. It feels harmless, even necessary. But what if I told you this constant exposure to screens is rewiring your brain, hijacking your attention, and silently affecting your mental health? At the core of this issue is dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Every time you receive a notification, a like, or a comment, your brain releases a small surge of dopamine, reinforcing a habit of checking your phone. Over time, this leads to a cycle of compulsive behavior, where real-world experiences become less rewarding in comparison to the instant gratification of screens. Studies have shown that excessive social media use alters the brain's reward system, making it harder to focus, reducing motivation, and even contributing to anxiety and depression. Psychologists refer to this as the dopamine loop. Unlike natural rewards, such as completing a task, exercising, or socializing in person, social media provide an endless stream of unpredictable rewards, much like a slot machine. This keeps us hooked, constantly refreshing feeds in search of the next dopamine hit. But the downside? Overstimulation. When the brain is constantly bombarded with artificial rewards, it becomes desensitized, making everyday activities feel dull or uninteresting. This can lead to a lack of motivation, decreased attention span, and even symptoms of anhedonia, the inability to experience pleasure from normal activities. But it doesn't stop there. Chronic screen exposure, especially before bed, also disrupts sleep patterns. The combination of blue light exposure and mental stimulation delays melatonin production, making it harder to fall and stay asleep. Poor sleep quality then contributes to increased stress, irritability, and cognitive decline over time. Research even suggests that excessive screen use can shrink gray matter in the brain, particularly in areas responsible for impulse control and emotional regulation. So, how do we break free from this cycle? The first step is awareness, recognizing the problem and making intentional changes. One of the most effective strategies is dopamine fasting, which involves taking regular breaks from social media and digital stimulation to allow the brain's reward system to reset. Setting screen time limits, turning off unnecessary notifications, and practicing phone-free mornings can help break the habit of reaching for your device first thing in the morning. Engaging in real-world activities that naturally boost dopamine, such as exercise, learning new skills, or spending time in nature, can also help restore balance. But there's a deeper issue at play: stress. In today's fast-paced world, chronic stress has become a silent epidemic, affecting everything from mental clarity to immune function and even lifespan. When we experience stress, the body releases cortisol, the primary stress hormone. In short bursts, cortisol is essential for survival, helping us respond to challenges and threats. But when stress becomes chronic, cortisol levels remain elevated, leading to a cascade of negative health effects. High cortisol levels have been linked to anxiety, memory impairment, and difficulty concentrating. Over time, chronic stress weakens the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infections, inflammation, and even autoimmune diseases. Research has also shown that prolonged stress accelerates cellular aging by shortening telomeres, the protective caps on the ends of chromosomes. This means that chronic stress doesn't just make you feel exhausted. It can literally shorten your lifespan. So how do we regain control and balance cortisol naturally? The answer lies in lifestyle choices. Regular exercise, especially low-intensity activities like walking, yoga, or swimming, has been shown to lower cortisol levels while improving mood and cognitive function. Nutrition also plays a crucial role. Reducing processed foods, caffeine, and sugar while increasing intake of magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, and dark chocolate can support the body's stress response. Adaptogenic herbs, such as ashwagandha and rhodiola, have also been studied for their ability to regulate cortisol and promote resilience against stress. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation and deep breathing, are scientifically proven to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting the effects of stress. Just 5 minutes of mindful breathing can lower cortisol, improve heart rate variability, and bring the body back into a state of balance. Prioritizing sleep is another crucial factor. Consistent sleep schedules, reducing blue light exposure before bed, and creating a relaxing nighttime routine can all support natural cortisol regulation. The modern world is designed to keep us overstimulated and stressed, but we have the power to take control. By setting boundaries with technology, engaging in real-life experiences, and prioritizing stress management, we can restore our brain's natural balance, improve focus, and enhance overall well-being. Have you ever tried a digital detox or mindfulness practice? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's continue this conversation and support each other in finding balance. Imagine cooking a meal in your kitchen, thinking you're making a healthy choice, grilling some vegetables on a non-stick pan, storing leftovers in a plastic container, maybe even heating up food in the microwave using a plastic lid. It all seems normal, routine, but what if I told you that the very tools you use every day to prepare food could be silently contaminating your meals with harmful chemicals? Non-stick cookware, plastic containers, and even common utensils are often made with chemicals that leach into food, especially when exposed to heat. One of the biggest culprits is PFAS, a group of synthetic chemicals used to create the slick, non-stick surface on cookware. These chemicals, often referred to as forever chemicals, don't break down easily and accumulate in the body over time. Studies have linked PFAS exposure to hormone disruption, liver damage, immune system suppression, and even an increased risk of certain cancers. The scary part? Many of these chemicals remain in the body for years, affecting long-term health. But non-stick cookware isn't the only problem. Plastic containers, even those labeled BPA-free, often contain other endocrine-disrupting chemicals like phthalates. When plastic is heated, whether in a microwave, dishwasher, or even from the heat of freshly cooked food, these chemicals leach into what we eat. Research has shown that exposure to these compounds can interfere with reproductive health, metabolism, and even brain function. Over time, constant exposure to plastic toxins can contribute to chronic inflammation, weight gain, and hormonal imbalances. So, what's the solution? Switching to safer cookware and storage options can significantly reduce exposure to harmful chemicals. Stainless steel and cast iron are excellent alternatives to non-stick pans, providing durability without toxic coatings. For food storage, glass containers with airtight lids are a much safer option than plastic. Even simple swaps, like using wooden or stainless steel utensils instead of plastic ones, can help minimize chemical exposure in the kitchen. Avoiding microwaving food in plastic containers and choosing silicone or beeswax wraps instead of plastic wrap can further reduce risks. But the hidden dangers don't stop in the kitchen. Every morning, millions of people unknowingly expose themselves to toxic chemicals before they even leave the house, through personal care products like shampoos, deodorants, and cosmetics. What we apply to our skin and scalp may seem harmless, but many of these products contain endocrine disruptors that interfere with hormone balance, affecting everything from metabolism to fertility. One of the most common offenders is parabens, preservatives used in shampoos, lotions, and makeup to prevent bacterial growth. Parabens mimic estrogen in the body, and studies suggest they may contribute to hormonal imbalances, reproductive issues, and even an increased risk of breast cancer. Another hidden toxin is phthalates, often found in fragrance products like perfumes, body washes, and even deodorants. These chemicals have been linked to thyroid dysfunction, early puberty, and reduced testosterone levels in men. Then there's aluminum, a key ingredient in most conventional antiperspirants. While aluminum effectively blocks sweat glands, preventing perspiration, it also absorbs into the body and has been linked to potential neurotoxic effects. Some studies suggest a possible connection between aluminum exposure and cognitive decline, including an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. The problem is that most personal care products don't openly advertise these harmful ingredients. Terms like fragrance or parfum on labels often hide a mix of undisclosed chemicals, including potential allergens and hormone disruptors. And since the beauty industry is largely self-regulated, many products on the market contain ingredients that haven't been adequately tested for long-term safety. So, how can you reduce exposure to these hidden toxins? The key is choosing personal care products with clean, natural ingredients. Opting for shampoos and body washes free from parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances can help protect hormone balance. Deodorants made from natural ingredients like baking soda, coconut oil, and magnesium are safer alternatives to aluminum-based antiperspirants. Instead of conventional perfumes, essential oil-based fragrances provide a non-toxic option. Reading ingredient labels is crucial. Brands that prioritize transparency and use organic, plant-based ingredients offer a safer approach to self-care. Simple changes, like switching to fluoride-free toothpaste, using a mineral-based sunscreen, or choosing a natural lip balm free, from petroleum derivatives, can reduce the body's toxic load over time. The reality is, hidden toxins exist in everyday products, but by becoming aware of them, you can take control of your health. Small, consistent changes, like replacing non-stick pans, swapping out plastic containers, and choosing cleaner personal care products, can significantly reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals. Have you ever tried switching to natural alternatives? Drop a comment below and share your experience. Let's continue the conversation on making healthier choices.